All right, by now you've looked at enough functional groups that you certainly recognize a ketone and an aldehyde by now. So you should know the difference between a ketone and an aldehyde is that they both have a carbonyl group, but in an aldehyde we have an R group on one side and then we have a proton on the other. Whereas in a ketone we have an R group, then we have our carbonyl, then we have another R group. So R and hydrogen for an aldehyde and two R groups for a ketone. And ketones and aldehydes are everywhere in biology and industry. And something else that's kind of interesting is that even though there are carbonyl groups also found in carboxylic acids, esters, amides, acid chlorides, etc., sometimes when chemists talk about carbonyls, if they're just saying, oh, it's a carbonyl compound, a lot of times they're referring to an aldehyde and a ketone. And you guys have probably already heard of the simplest aldehyde there is, which is formaldehyde, and you should memorize that name. It does have a systematic name as well, which would be methanal, and nobody would really use that name. We call it formaldehyde for a reason. It's the common name because it's common, right? And you would know that formaldehyde is used as a preservative if you've studied biology. And then acetone. Acetone is actually the simplest ketone. Think about it. The simplest ketone has to have at least 3 carbons, and acetone has 3 carbons in it. And the systematic name for acetone would actually be propanone. So propanone, okay? And acetone is the major component of nail polish remover. And you can also buy it in the paint section at Home Depot. It's used as a paint thinner sometimes. But acetone is used as a solvent in the lab all the time. We use it to clean dishes sometimes. And some other places you'd find aldehydes and ketones in your everyday life. Well, here's a cool one, vanillin. That's responsible for vanilla flavor, and you can see it's got an aldehyde in it. Then we have cinnamaldehyde, which is responsible for cinnamon flavor, if you like that. Okay, carvone, R-carvone is spearmint flavor. It's interesting that the S-carvone, it doesn't taste anything or smell anything like spearmint. It smells like caraway seeds. But anyhow, R-carvone is spearmint. And then almond flavor comes from benzaldehyde. So we see aldehydes and ketones and all these interesting flavors and odors here. And they're also found in these sex hormones, progesterone and testosterone. You can see there's a carbonyl, there's a ketone in both of these, and progesterone actually has 2.